Hello everyone. I'm just going to do a quick video again. I guess there's no way to get my camera to not cut off the last bit of my videos, so I'm just going to do a real quick one here for about 2 minutes. After that, you can shut it off, and I'm going to just do a couple things and let the camera run for a minute or so after I get done talking. So anyway, I wanted to go back a couple of real good stories I read today, or they're not good. The first one I happened to run into on the Drudge report, and once again they're talking about the dollar, and they don't want anything to do with it. They're establishing a new currency right now. That's been I've been talking about it going back a few months on a video or two. But when you see all these other countries, they're standing right up and saying we want a new currency now, and of course, us here, all that our government, oh no, that's crazy. No, the dollar's just fine and all this. But once again, they're doing it. That story's on the Drudge right now, Drudge report. They're basically saying, yeah, they're going for it. It's going to be, pretty soon, and with the way the stock market's going here. Most significant thing from today, I think, was after the market closed, Research in Motion. Of course, that's a big favorite of Wall Street. They just love Research in Motion because they're a bunch of crooks. But that aside, they missed earnings pretty good today, and that's down 20% after hours. So some of these companies are coming out with some bad earnings, and as you've seen over the last couple of days, they're not the markets themselves they're not doing too good. They're down and can't get off the floor there. So I think that turning point's in. And these I hope some of these people are really on their toes, the 401k holders and all that. I hope that they're seriously considering selling, because I don't think the news is going to get any better anytime soon. Let's see the other story. Oh yeah, finally I was listening to Glenn Beck this morning just for the heck of it. He's talking about the Verichip now. He's run into these stories too, and it's confirmed that the government is putting in through Verichip. Their excuses that they want to track the flu using the Verichip. Never has so much been made over a insignificant, a mild flu, ever in history, or any illness. So, of course, much more going on behind the scenes, but that's kind of made mainstream. And, Glenn Beck drives me crazy because he's always telling, you bring something like that up and, oh, that's crazy. That's way out there. Now that's even mainstream too. So these things are coming pretty soon. And can you imagine these days if you saw, if one of these days real soon here we saw 400 or 500 points, stock market collapse like before in a day, and it's going to be, pandemonium. It's going to be pandemonium. It'll be crazy. It's just bananas. That's the only excuse they need. There's a lot of people who talk about, oh yeah, they're years out. Like, I listen to Alex Jones, and he says, stuff's just terrible right now and all this, and oh, it's just crazy. But he thinks they got 5 or 10 years until they start. And I'm not really sure exactly what he means. 5 years for what? Until the complete enslavement of the planet. But I don't think it could be a matter of, days, weeks, or months until these guys do a martial law or something like that. And and when they do that, really, what's the difference? I guess Alex Jones is talking about their entire master plan being, coming into completion. But really, when they come around and tell you that your movements are restricted, and your firearms are seized, and you can only do that, this, and that, and as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty much bad enough. You're already a damn slave. So there's those little stories. Maybe you want to go check them out, especially the one about the dollar again. And I did a video a while back on the dollar. It's highly troubling. But people don't really realize. If we go off the dollar as the world currency, this nation we're all poor people overnight. That's all there is to it. If they get rid of the dollar, what are we going to have? Some currency with a damn picture of a tuna fish on it, and oh well, you still have all your net worth, and we won't have it. It'll be gone. That's really they'll consolidate our wealth. You know, if you got $100 in the bank, you get $1.50 worth of whatever they come out with. You know, it's not going to be a straight trade because we don't have that money. That money is really imaginary. So whenever they go to this new world currency, we're not going to have anything. So anyway, I just want to do this video. I'm going to cut it off now, and I'm going to let it run for a while. And I don't know when it's going to cut off, but I wanted to show you guys something. I've always had a bow. I got a compound bow. It's a Browning, and I just went out to Walmart the other day, and these are some cheaper, you know, broadheads. But I got about 4 dozen arrows, and they're nice aluminum arrows. They're not carbon or anything. But anyway, I got some of these, and they're just really kind of a once, you know, use broadhead because they are very expensive too. The real nice ones, if you get the Muzzy broadheads, you know, those things are $30 for 3 of them or something, and these are more on the range of about 10. But these aren't bad, and especially if you can take, you know, those 40 hunting arrows I have laying around, and you know, turn them into, you know, heck, you know, these are really good game getters. You know, these are you know, these will just turn all those arrows I have. They basically have target points on them now, and I have a few hunting broadheads, but I haven't been in years. So you take these, and basically they have interchangeable blades on them, but I'm not really worried about it. Back on the bottom, it's got a little knurled sleeve that you can turn off, and you can take out the individual ones. And what I did with a couple dozen of these other ones was super glue them all in, and that's what I'm going to do with these right now. I'm going to take the rest of these. I still have a dozen of them left, and this evening just super glue all the broadheads in. But you know, as you guys know, that there's articles running in the papers now too. They're talking about the ammo, and I think they're trying to stir up trouble with it. I always do. But any type of weapons you have, you know, really. I was digging around in some stuff in the garage, and I found an old one of those old wrist rockets, you know. I said, heck, I'll pack that in my stuff too. You know, you can use one of those to hunt stuff all day long, rabbits or whatever, squirrels. You know, buy a couple of bags of nice. They make those ball bearings for them. But you know, these days, anything you can think of, bring those. You know, if you got a bow, set that up. And make sure you have plenty of arrows. You know, you never know. You can take, you know, each one of these things, you can take an elk around here. And what's that going to do? That's going to set you up for a winner. You know, think about those kind of things. And all the little stuff, you know, that's what I've been doing lately too, is all the little things. With just clothes, you know, I've been buying, you know, I went out the other day and bought a bunch of new socks and stuff. Just some of the nice ones, you know, some nice hunting socks. I went out to Sportsman's Warehouse and picked up some of those. I picked up that jacket I was wearing in that other video. It's really nice. It's that's what, you know, a complete weatherproof system. It's you know, waterproof, windproof, all that. Not real nice. It's a real nice extreme weather jacket, and not too heavy, which is nice. They make those things thin now, and technology, it's got it going on. But other than that, you know, just make little lists. That's what I've been doing lately. Just make little lists of things you'd like to have that you just come up with and think you might need. You know, what about if I would need you know, some camp axes? You know, just go over to Home Depot and pick up a nice little camp axe or two. Never know, you can't believe how handy that thing will come in when you actually need it. You know, might have to build a little cabin or something, and with one of those, well, in a few days and with a little knowledge, you can definitely do it. You know, pick up knives, something to sharpen knives. You know, make sure you have that, and just just pick up all kinds of things like that. I bought a sleeping bag too. It was on sale. I looked for it. I have a real nice sleeping bag. It's a 32 below, you know, zero, you know, bag. Not super cheap, but I think I paid $100 for it. But it'll work.